Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's a kind of casual day that I'm having here, so not much makeup on me and like just lazy hair day as well, but I hope you will excuse me on that one. I wanted to talk what you can do if you've been abused as a child. So there's different levels of abuse that we can be talking about. We can be talking about sexual abuse, we can be talking about physical abuse, or we can be talking about emotional abuse, which is also emotional psychological abuse. I'm going to be talking mostly about physical and emotional and psychological abuse, leaving out the sexual one because that's another level of abuse, and it is probably the worst abuse that a child can experience. There's different levels of personality and intimacy that we have, and different levels of personal boundaries, and being hurt in that way is breaking the last of the barriers of our personal boundaries. So basically I'm going to be talking about physical, psychological and emotional abuse as a child. The first thing you can do, and you must do if you were abused as a child, is to look for help. If you think that you can take care of it yourself, if you think that you can go through all this shit without a therapist, think again. I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why it won't work. The first one is because as children we are domesticated in a way. That's how the Toltec say we are domesticated in a certain way, and like the way that our parents are taking care of us, and even if the things that are happening in our house that are wrong, we learn that this is the only way, and sometimes some things are overlooked. You know, you can pinpoint the exact abuse, like you can say, okay, my dad was hitting me, or you can say my mom was very rude with me, she was calling me names, but there are certain things that go through our radar that we can't really pinpoint and say this is bad, but later in the life it proves to be a big obstacle, and because we can't see it, we can't deal with it. So looking for help is the only way you can deal with these things. Number two, broaden your horizons. You need to learn the new ways and unlearn the old ways. This is partly of what you would be doing with your therapist, but you can do it yourself as well. Like, so growing up in an abusive family, you develop certain patterns, and these patterns are leading you through life in a certain way. So a lot of people say that, oh, you are behaving a lot like your mom, you're behaving a lot of like your dad, and people blame genes for that, and it's not really genes, it's the way that we are growing up and the way that we have been socialized by our parents, the same abusive, really like not mentally well people and we learn to behave in a certain way, and we think this is the only way, and this is like whatever like is out there, and by behaving this way we are attracting people that are going to prove us that this is the only way. So basically, if you were growing up in a certain way, just find something completely opposite and try it out. For me it was like, because I was raised to be a bit as a boy, so it would be like to take on like very feminine and female things and just to try them out, you know, just to break the idea that there is only one way to do things. If you have this idea that there is only one way to do things, you can't really see the world as it is. You only see it through the glasses that your parents actually handed over to you, and then, you know, your life becomes a version of their own hell. Number three, ask yourself what is safe, and you will be very shocked with the fact that the safe is not really good. I'm gonna explain you this. So if you were a child that was living in a very abusive home, so maybe, I don't know, being around an abusive father seems more safe than being around a person that is really nice and kind to you, because you know what you can expect from your abusive father, but you don't know what you can expect from a nice and kind person, because this is unknown territory for you and it can mean a lot of things. And you will see a lot of people that finally find a partner that is really good to them, and they are completely confused and like, how do I deal with this? It's because they're not used to it. So beware of security, beware of your safe places, and it will be very hard for you to accept that something that is really bad is your safe place, but this is kind of the place where you're truly gonna start to heal. If you don't accept these things, you will be stuck in them forever. So I don't know, maybe having a job that is very easy but dull and stupid and makes you feel unworthy is a safe place, rather than taking on some job that feels kind of, you know, job that feels competitive, if, you know, like your father was constantly making you feel bad. So you're gonna avoid going into anything that is making you feel insecure, and you are insecure already, but you're gonna try to avoid and stay in your safe place, which is shit, basically. Look for dogmas. Dogmas are something held as an established opinion, and it's things that we take for granted. For example, we're gonna say, oh, all white people are privileged, or we're gonna say, I don't know, every time when I fall in love it brings me pain. These dogmas are something that is keeping you away from your true happiness, and they're so easy to not see in your life because they are something that we take for granted, basically, and you will not be able to see the dogma until someone else tells you, oh wait, this is a dogma, and you're gonna be like, oh wow, really? I never even noticed that. And it is so weird actually to see that some things that you are taking for granted, other people are not. So socializing with people, going through therapies as well, is a really good thing. When I went into my psychology school, I had a lot of friends from the school, so we kind of, you know, every time when someone was dealing with their own shit, we would like share it amongst each other. And sometimes seeing other people going through something woke me up. I was like, oh wow, okay, I thought this was like a universal truth, but in the end it turned out to be like a complete bollocks. Check out who you're hanging out with. Your partners and your friends are going to be your best mirrors to see where you're stuck. And, you know, like seeing the things that they are mirroring to you, it's the best way to see where you're stuck. And sometimes that's going to be like, if you have a friend that's really lazy and you're like, oh motherfucker, you know, he's lazy, like he's living, I don't know, on the social, and I'm working my ass off, you can see where actually you are overworking and you need rest, but this person is mirroring to you that you're not allowing yourself the rest that they are mirroring to you, and maybe you're going to mirror to them that they want to really work hard on something. And so it's never okay to be angry with people or to despise people for what they do. Every time when you despise a person, that means that you are not fine with the same thing in yourself. And dealing with these things is the best way to see where you're stuck personally. Be kind to yourself. You need to be kind to yourself, because if you went through hell, and I know myself that I went through a fucking hell, you need to be there for yourself. Your best personal friend and your mother and father that you never had is gonna have to be you. You can ask for things from other people, and you should have people around you that will help you and that will love you. But in the end, basically, if you're not kind to yourself, no one else will be. Okay guys, this is a quick video, and I will do more thoroughly about certain subjects that I mentioned here, about mirroring, about dogmas, and tell me what you think. Tell me how was your childhood, hopefully better than my one, and if it wasn't, I really truly empathize with you, and I hope you are in a good place now. I hope you did like this video. If you did, please do like it and subscribe, and I will be seeing you soon.